morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on where in the world you are. Big up to all Jamaicans. And big up to other nationalities who are tuning into the channel. Hopefully you all love the analysis and the information that I've been giving over the past few weeks. Yeah, help us grow. Send the content around. Get more people to subscribe to the channel. It's very important. Subscribe. Comment in the comment section. Tell me what your thoughts are. I will engage you. Alright. So this video now, we are going to do some prediction. Prediction for the Manning and the Dasta Cup. Yeah, season's upon us. The season will begin in a couple of days' time. You know, the defending champions are for the major trophies. The defending champions for the Oliver Shield is Clarendon College. The defending champions for the Dasta Cup is Clarendon College. Defending champions for the Champions Cup, Glenmuir. And the defending champions for the Manning Cup is no other than Mona High School, first-time champions. And by the way, the JC footballer them still upset about the raiding of the school compound when the fans of Mona celebrated the title last year. So they want some revenge. So Mona look out for don't make JC hold this season in a Manning Cup. And JC will be amongst the contenders as well. But let me start with the Dasta Cup. And as the season go on, you see the teams now, you would be in a better position to pick who you think will win the Champions Cup. My favorite competition, because it's more of an all-island competition. So me think it's the competition that decides who is the best team in the island overall. Yeah? I'm gonna always argue about a cup and say yes, him lose, him have a bad day, it was a knockout in the semi-final or the final. But I think a man can more argue. I'm not saying every season it's the case now, but I think generally it's a true reflection of who the best team in the island is. But it's not as prestigious as the Dasta Cup and the Manning Cup. The teams start the season wanting those first. But the Champions Cup, big, massive, we love it. So as the season progresses, we can look at the teams and give you a more informed analysis and prediction for that competition. Alright, so we start with the ones that they start out trying to achieve first and foremost, which is the Manning and the Dasta Cup. I will start with the Dasta Cup. Clarendon College is the easy choice for people who are far and wide, because they have been so involved in the semi-final, finals, and winning over the last 5 or 6 years. Yeah, they are back-to-back champions. They won in 2022 and they won in 2023. So they are back-to-back defending the Dasta Cup champions. But sorry to say to the Clarendonians, it will all come to an end this season. They will be dethroned. Yeah, Kopi, Green, the other centre half, name slipping me now. Dixon, Douglas, Hull. You all remember the big bulky centre half. My father used to be a big striker for Rivali and so on. You know what I'm talking. They're all gone. They were a very dominant, excellent team over those last 2 years. They still will be good. They still will be making noise because they are a school that is bringing through people. They have a good coaching staff and all of that. But to lose so much quality that separated from your peers at once, it's very difficult to recover from. So it's extremely difficult to recover from. So it's a rebuilding year somewhat. As I said, they will be in the mix. But for them to lose so many star players at once, it's going to be tough for them to overcome that. While Glenmuir, who beat them in the Champions Cup final, was a pretty young team and would have retained quite a number of these players. Some think Glenmuir should start favourites. Mannings will also be in the mix. Mannings. Can Manchester make some noise? It's very difficult to pick Manchester, but the main two contenders for me for the Dasta Cup will be Mannings and Glenmuir, with Glenmuir being the number one contender. The outsider of the teams now that I say, if not those two teams, then who as an outsider? It's Dintil. Go will still be there, Affleck will still be there. Experienced team now, and I think they could be on the outside of the top two looking in. So me actually have three teams ahead of Clarendon College. I'm sorry. Bold, some people might say you're crazy, Zidane. But I just can't fathom a team losing so many star players at once and recovering to become champions in this country again. So that's my prediction for the Dasta Cup. Now let's move to the Manning Cup. And this is even more difficult. And people, no disrespecting, as I said, I mentioned Manchester High somewhat. And it's a lot of schools. So if you want to go deeper, I could go deeper, but I don't want the video to be too long. And with the season not starting yet. So as the season goes on, we can give you more informed analysis and updates as well. But I'm just going to give the two main ones, which is Glenmuir and Mannings, with Dintil being the other. So, no disrespect to the others. No disrespect to the Gavi Marseille, to the Sentinels. But technically, you know the names who usually go to the second round. So don't think we're dismissing them totally. We're just giving you the main ones. Now let's go to the Manning Cup, which is tougher for me to get to the main two. And then the outsider. So Georges made a jump last year. But it may be a case where Georges would lose their best player. Which is now my favorite young Jamaican footballer in Adrian Reid. Which would be a big blow. So Georges is out of it for me. They made the semi-finals last year. They could make some more noise. They know they have a football culture. They know they play good football. They experience Never Bell. Fuzzy, they are there with the experience. They have the know-how. So they could create some waves. But no, if they lose Adrian Reid Jr., it's going to be problematic for them. So I'm not picking them to win it. Mona. I think their situation, they had the right team. They had the character to fight. They were fortunate in some instances. But they got over the line. But I'm not seeing them repeating. They are not amongst my top two either. And I said, the Manning Cup is tougher, so I'm going to name more teams from the Manning Cup because it's tougher. Hydel was the beaten finalist. They'll have Jackson will be there. They will be losing Forbes. I think they will be slightly weaker. Even though some players who had issues to play last year because they would have made up the quota, I think they will be in as well. So you never know. I like a couple of players. As I said, Jackson is the main guy to be there. So we're coming back to Hydel. What are listeners? You would have probably leave the Manning Cup to our next time. Because it's so hard. As me I talk about it now, it's going to get more difficult because I'm in the vision. I'm seeing the players them right in front of me now. And the coaches and all of that and see how tough it will be. Alright, so Hydel, you go put you up on the back bench. For now. No, let me put you on the middle bench. Then I put you on the back bench. So, Casey versus Reynolds is a wily old fox. Remember that year when he surprised when he won the Dasta Cup? With Rossi's dangerous coach. You saw what he did with that very young Casey team last year. He got to the semi-final. That team would have some additional players and they would have gained more experience. So I definitely have Casey as one of the two title contenders. Along with Jamaica College. So the two colleges, JC and KC, will be the two main contenders for me for the Manning Cup title. Who is that outsider that I think could break in? Could it be Mona? Could it be George? Could it be Hydel? No. None of the above. My outside shot of winning the Manning Cup, realistically, is St. Catherine High School. They narrowly missed out on getting to the semi-finals last year. They weren't beaten by Stats, they weren't beaten by Mona, who eventually go on to win it. And they would have brought back almost all their players. And a couple of players who sat out last year, who came out from another school, will be available. So St. Catherine High will be my dintel. So, I don't know what y'all think, but that's where I'm heading. JC, KC, the main contenders for the Manning Cup. St. Catherine High, realistically, has an outside chance. For the Dasta Cup, it will be Glenmuir and Mannings for me, with Dintil being that outsider. These, though, are merely my views. And as always, what say you?